Before there was reason, there was madness. 5 heroes sallied forth, reined in by fate towards the storm that was their destiny. Their motivations were diverse, but their goal was in tandem. After encountering a raided village, its youth taken as slaves by the fey-maddened howling hatred, the heroes bridled and cantered forward towards their ultimate purpose. Led forth by one of strength and supported by one of loyalty, the pack approached the odious throb wagon, the day getting long and the sun dipped below the horizon. They were tired, but they would not fail, not with those two taking charge. Our heroes, my heroes, would carry with them the hopes of the Desert Valley's residents, the good people of the villages and towns, the hopes and dreams of Red Lodge, of Wamford, of Belliard, of Summit Hill. Their time was now. Would Clippy Cloppy, Char, Breakfast Scone, Fly King, and Patchouli successfully ferry their charges and take one step forward toward saving the world? We find out now. Hey.
So I take it we are just heading toward this herb in the sky.
That is correct. You have a moment to do some preparation before the event starts. If there's anything that you want to do to ready yourself, now's the time to do it.
Are we on foot or are we on our mini wagon?
You're on your wagon.
Cool.
Stage wagon.
How do we look on health?
We all kind of topped up, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm at 76 out of 79, but I'm fine. I'm gonna have my axe in one hand, and then can I have the drift globe underneath my arm while I'm driving?
Like holding on to it? Sure.
Yeah. Cool.
Or off.
Did you guys want to have anything getting ready? Otherwise, I
am going to cast guidance on myself because I'm saying it.
Good.
And she is going to have her shield in one hand and her scythe in the other. Prepared, I suppose.
Didn't I want to say something?
Sorry about that. It kicked me out. What were we doing?
I don't recall anything breaking. But
it turns out that I cannot watch the live while I'm doing this.
Oh, that's, well...
It immediately swaps it over to my phone, and then you can't hear it on the recording.
Ah, okay. I see. Well, it's just a notice of what the skill challenge is. It's the stuff that I would put in dice jail, so...
Cool, as long as we say it out loud, we're good.
Yeah.
So, sorry, YouTube.
We're professionals.
Bird lady.
100%.
Oh my god, I've been muted this entire time again! I've been talking, I'm like wondering why everyone's ignoring me.
Like you said, Drake,
we doing this!
We are professional! Episode 24,
so
baby!
Anyway, what broke?
That's what I was asking. I thought I remembered something breaking.
I don't remember anything breaking, but I have bad memory,
broke.
so...
I could be remembering something else, but...
I mean, you also play a couple of the campaigns.
My sanity today.
That too.
Yeah.
Our hearts broke.
Mending
Yeah,
doesn't fix my sanity.
True.
I mean, like a whole village broke, but
Mending's not going to fix that, or a lot of mending's going to fix that. That's going to take a lot of tape.
I don't know whether or not to. I think August is going to take out. Well, he's going to have thesis out, but then keep in mind his like bow and arrow in case he needs that instead.
Good.
Oh, as far as health,
Alrighty.
Atlas is at 43 health.
August is at full health, but that's because I burnt my second wind before my short rest. So I even have second wind back again.
Do we
48, so basically full.
We're still on the mobile stage, aren't we?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
All right, let me know when you guys are ready to begin.
I'm nervous because I really don't have anything to add to like a moving caravan thing.
I have an idea,
You have
and
lots
it's
of things that you can add to it.
kind of dumb.
I'm not creative.
Shall I tell you guys my idea, or shall I just go for it while we're doing what we're doing?
Follow your heart while we're going through it, I think.
Okay, I don't know if it's gonna work. It's probably not even worth it, but I'm gonna do it when it happens.
I feel like we can't meta this too much.
That's fine.
Okay.
Hold on. So, since I'm using new mechanics, I wanted to double check something.
Also, I'm putting my javelins on the floor, so if I gotta throw shit, I can throw my shit. So they're
You got
like at my
javelins
feet.
at the ready. That is noted.
Yeah, javelins at the ready. I have my drift globe at the ready, and I have the storm of Florian at the ready.
So, Sir DM, since
Yes.
this is the first session of Lunar Magic Sorcerer Atlas, can I determine which phase of the moon he is currently in to start with?
Absolutely. Yes,
Okay.
please do.
I can't even remember what these spells are. We're gonna go with full moon.
Full moon. Cool. All right.
And you said the days growing long.
Yes.
Also, I never asked this, but there's only one moon in this world, correct?
That is correct. There is only one moon.
Okay. Fantastic.
No Atlas looking over the sands of Tatooine.
No,
No.
no second secret moon. Are we allowed to talk about that franchise these days? Like, I don't know.
I mean, Obi-Wan looks good.
I'm ready if you guys are ready.
I don't really know what to prepare for, so I think...
I know. I
Yeah,
don't either. Just go for it.
I guess we're good.
Let's
All
go.
right. Okay, your goal is to board the throb wagon and make it to the top floor. You'll understand that when you get closer to that. Your current step is to reach the throb wagon. As you ready your preparations and you set up your javelins and you get ready for the battle that's about to come, the Aricron swoop overhead, ready to meet with them in the air. What is it that you wish to do for your first attempt?
Do we have a initiative order or no?
Nope. You guys decide.
The Aricrocas are above us.
They're above you. They're swooping to meet with the air cult. So what do you want to do?
I'm looking up something that I have.
How many?
How far are we from the Throb wagon? Like, what's the distance between our ships, or whatever we'd call them?
You're about 200 feet away, but you're both moving, so it's not like you're going to be able to close in it by just going 50-50, right? So.
Do you want August to drive right now, since so Glenn and Wick can do things?
That might be a good idea. I can also use thaumaturgy to like spur the horses on to maybe like spook them to make them run faster.
That's a dangerous play.
It very much is,
I
but
could
it's either
spook
that
them
or I
to
could
make-
try and spook the birds.
We could try.
I will point out, just so you know, Rule of Awesome plays out in skill challenges.
What is the terrain like? Is it possible that we could like catch up to them and pull alongside, or?
That sounds like a question that requires a skill check. Do you want me to answer that?
Sure. Is that okay with everyone?
What was the
Yes,
question?
roll me a nature check, please.
Okay, I think I'm good at that.
Train?
Not great at it if I can't roll. Oh.
I don't
12?
have
12. Okay. All right. Not a failure. You take a moment to look at the train as you're driving, and you notice that the train is getting muddier and muddier. You feel the drizzle of rain falling down. You can see that storm clouds have gathered overhead, and you can hear the crackle of lightning. Lightning may favor the air cultists, but the rain favors the smaller vehicle. This is your first success.
Second question. How are our
Yes.
horses hitched up? Is our mudder in the front, and would he
Yes.
perhaps respond to this mud and rally for the team?
That is also a skill check.
I can't remember which horse that was. I apologize to the horses.
I believe that is Breakfast
I
Scone?
think so.
I can look it up real quick. What you
Don't-
guys?
I don't remember, but I
Yes.
do remember listening to you talk about it.
Breakfast Scone is in the lead.
I think if so, Glenn's going to turn to the group and say, and point to the sky and say, it's only going to get wetter. We've got Breakfast Scone in the front. He likes the mud. We did talk about it.
But he's going to get soggy.
Maybe he can spur the team on and we can speed up and catch up next to the wagon.
Sounds good. Do you want me to go ahead and start driving it?
I don't know what order we have to do it in, but
It's the best idea
There's
we've got.
not-
I say we go.
All right, August starts yeeing the horses on.
Let's get.
Yeehaw.
Yeet
All
my
right.
last haul.
Oh no.
Wow. All right, so who wishes to do the animal handling check for this?
Oh fuck! It's animal handling. I thought it was.
I have a 1 in
driving.
animal handling.
I probably should take it unless someone's proficient and we don't know about it.
I have
mean-
proficiency in land vehicles, not the animal handling.
Yeah, mine is in land vehicles, not animal handling.
Yeah, we're motivating the animal, I think, is why it's not land
Yeah.
vehicle.
Yep. All right. Glenn?
So Glenn,
Yeah. And my guidance is running, so I can add that if I choose.
Yep, you can spend your guidance on this if you like.
Cool. So I rolled a 12, and I am going to use my guidance. Damn it. I have to get the 1, and so... 17.
17 is good. You
nice.
call out to Breakfast Scone. You say it's going to be muddy. This is your kind of weather. You can do it. And Breakfast Scone is just like, I am so about this. I'm gonna show them all what I'm about. Let's go! And he leads the pack forward like the best boy. Complication.
Oh no.
The battle overhead is going just fine. However, 6 Aarakocra are not enough to stop all the swooping and flying individuals, and 3 of them start gliding down towards the wagon. One of which is heading towards Zheri, one of which is heading towards Aricron, and another one is heading towards Wick. What are you going to do about it?
I have an idea.
Go for it.
Can I try and blind them by holding up my drift globe and making it cast daylight?
You can. This will.
Daylight?
Yeah, my drift globe can cast daylight.
Oh, daylight.
Yes.
I heard daylight. And I'm like, romantic. I love it.
You
Sorry.
you activate the drift globe, and you aim it at. Well, let's see how successful you are. This is a complication check. You are dealing with a complication. I will need you to roll. Let's see here. What's a good one to roll? Would you like to roll intimidation?
I'll do it, but I'm not excited about it. I haven't.
Can you think of a skill? Can you think of a skill that's more appropriate?
Not really, because I have a 0 intimidation.
Would you rather it be Arcana?
I could have won in Arcana. No, I'll go for the intimidation.
All right, but I'm going to give you advantage on it because you are using a magic item,
Okay.
and this is actually pretty cool.
Okay.
Barbarian, that's not intimidating.
It's really surprising me that you have a 0 in intimidation while August has a 2.
He's a soft boy.
Did anyone tell him that?
Yeah, Wick's idea of intimidation is just like, hey, do you want to go out for like breakfast sometime?
August can have a demanding voice if he wants.
I rolled a 17 before adding anything, which I don't think I'd add
Okay.
anyway because intimidation is 0.
So, one of them swoops down right in front of you, and he draws 2 blades, and he just like hisses at you, and he's like, "Let's go, little one!" And you just put it right up in his face, and he's like, "Ah!" And he falls up to the side. You hear this boom, 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 as he rolls behind, and your wagon leaves him in the dust. You still have 2 swoopers to deal with, however.
Ellis is going to use his wand, his magic missile wand.
Okay, how are you using it?
There's 2 of them, so he's going to charge it for a 2nd level. So 4
Okay.
darts.
Alrighty. I'm not even gonna have you roll on this one. That's just you just go boom, 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 and knock them out of the way, and the complication is gone. Let's get back to making progress, guys. What do you do?
Not a progress question, but don't I have a thing where if I just touch something, I can set it on fire?
You might
Yes,
not,
you
but I
do.
might.
Okay,
Okay.
I think it's part of like I don't know if it's like a cantrip or something, or if it's just like a feat that I can do because of what I am now.
Yeah, no, it's part of your storm aura.
Yeah.
That is absolutely doable.
Awesome. Cool. I'll keep that in
That
mind.
may come in handy.
It may come in
I
handy.
can do that too.
That's a surprise for later.
We'll
Alright.
use this later.
Are we up by the wagon yet, or are we still headed to it?
No, you're still trying to make progress on that.
This one.
Okay, so
But the horses are catching up a little.
Oh yeah. You're definitely catching up.
okay.
But you're right now. You're clear to focus on that now.
I mean, I'm just a driving. I don't know anything else. I really don't have anything else that I really can do.
All right.
Oh,
Make me a let me think here. What would be a good attribute for August to roll?
So you're driving. Exactly what are you doing to drive to get closer? You know, be a little bit more specific.
Are we trying to get up beside it, or are we trying to, like, crash into it?
That's for you to decide.
Well, I was asking Amber.
I don't know. I mean, we're just trying to get up to it.
I have an idea. And it's gonna be dumb and probably stupid, but we paid for this, and we're trying to fucking go hard. What if we try and get up and then get the horses to curve at the last second, so that the wagon itself crashes into the throb wagon, and maybe does some damage to it?
Are we still in our throb wagon when we do that?
Well, we're still gonna... Probably, but we'd have to figure out what to do.
If we get in front of it, we can disconnect the wagon from the horses and drop the wagon in front of it, but that's only if we get in front, too.
I don't know, I'm spitballing.
Well, I think we're just trying to get up to it first, and that's our objective. Not when we do get to it.
Well, do like a pirate move and just pull up right alongside, throw a rope over, and we just board their ship. I was just watching a pirate show. I got this.
I'm not sure if it works that way, because if we're doing that, one person's still going to have to stay on the wagon, otherwise the horses could just veer off while we're trying to board.
True, or we could try to, like, lash the reins to something and hold them steady and hope for a breakfast scone to keep being a good boy, because he's been a really good boy.
No matter what.
For this check in particular, I'm just saying, for this check in particular, can I just use, like, athletics or something to hit the reins even harder? I don't know.
Well, if you're trying to hit, like, you're just trying to force the reins, that would be strength plus your tool proficiency. I'm just waiting for someone to announce an action they're actually doing.
I don't. Other than doing that, I really have nothing to add to this. Nothing I have is distance or boosting.
Well,
Okay.
riding the reins harder totally counts. So please make me a strength plus proficiency check.
Okay. What is the proficiency of land vehicle? I don't remember.
It's just you add
the proficiency bonus.
3.
I'm sorry?
It's going to be equivalent. It's going to be your strength bonus plus your proficiency check. So basically the same as your athletics as if you're proficient in athletics.
Okay, I am proficient in athletics, and that's a +6, so...
Yeah, so you'll...
It's a 6 plus 6, so 12 plus my strength bonus is 3, so 9. That's not great.
Wait.
That is not great.
I went backwards. I'm sorry. 6 plus 6 plus 3. That's at 15.
Wait, 6 plus 6 plus 3.
Yes, I'm sorry. I went backwards.
No. Because you rolled a 6, right?
Uh-huh.
Your strength bonus is +3. Your proficiency bonus is +3. So that's just 6 plus 6. That's just 12.
Oh, you said athletics. My athletics is 6.
As if it were
it's going to be the same. Yeah. Your athletics uses the same math. It's not your athletics plus something.
I'm proficient in athletics. That's why.
Yeah, that's why I'm just saying use that number. Don't add extra to it. But anyways, no, that's
my number in athletics is 6.
Right, so 6 plus 6 is 12.
It has your proficiency already added to it.
All right, well, that's why I read it that way.
Yeah. So 12, that's good. All right, so you ride the reins harder, and you're just like, ja, wah, wah, and good thing that Breakfast Scone is in the lead, because he's like, oh, it's go. This is hard. He's getting tired, and when he's tired, well, that's when he's working hardest. Complications.
Boy.
You're getting really close to the wagon. I hope you guys have a plan, but you got a couple problems. Fly King doesn't want to fucking go, and Patchouli doesn't want to fucking go. Char's up there. He's fine with all this. Clippy Cloppy, well, you know, Clippy Cloppy is showing absolutely no reaction to anything. But Fly King and Patchouli are
a question.
Yep.
Does anybody have any apples?
No, but my thaumaturgy idea is still available.
Can I do? I
Another
have,
complication.
Oh.
Some dance fighters are swooping down towards your wagon.
Where's my
Are they flying or are they just swooping down
Yes,
like
they're
mad?
they're gliding down on their
I'm
glider
gonna
suits.
cast Burning Hands on one of them.
You're driving.
You cast Burning Hands.
I can use one hand.
Okay.
All right, you cast Burning Hands. Make me an Arcana check, please.
Oh, Arcana check, not. I don't. It's a Dex 14. Okay. That is a 15 plus Arcana, 3. 18.
Beautiful. So you get ready to throw your hand out in Burning Hands 1, and then you stop for a second, and you move your hand between them, and you hit both of them and stop them both, ending this complication. This is why we do our skill checks. Good use of Rule of Awesome, though. The horses are still getting tired, though. You guys got to do something about that.
I am going to cast Speak with Animals on the horses, if that is something I may do.
You certainly can. Roll me animal handling, please.
Um, 19?
19. Patchouli and Flyking are complaining the whole time. They're like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I'm tired. I just want to sit. I just want to eat apples. And the other one's like, I'm not even a horse. Why am I stuck doing this? Please save me from this living hell.
Look, guys, if you buckle down and you catch this, you have we will make you the nicest dinner, a nice bran mash. Maybe we'll get you some carrots and apples. We will make it worth your while. You have to catch this wagon. Let's go.
That manages to convince Fly King. Fly King is like, all right, well, if I'm getting a feast, that's fine. Patchouli is resigned to his fate. Sadly. Critical action. You have now arrived at the Throb Wagon. You need to decide how you're going to go about boarding it.
Going with Wick's plan?
Which is the plan exactly?
I'm grabbing Zheri and throwing her on the wagon.
How far and high?
Is it a gentle toss?
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna try and hurt her.
Underhand.
How far and high up?
Zheri, make me a acrobatics check, please.
God. Can't believe you're doing this to me, Sona.
You're welcome.
Well, shit.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, whoa.
What did you roll?
12.
12.
12 is fine.
Yeah, 12's not bad.
12 is fine. Remember, these are not hard checks. It's just there's penalty for failure is all. So Zheri manages to get thrown on the wagon and she flips and lands and your shillelagh is out. Some of the performers on the first tier of the wagon, the first of 3 tiers, come out and they're ready to do battle with you. And Zheri is already flipping with the shillelagh out and bonking their knees. It's really hard for them to dance when they have no knees, and it's really hard to dance when they're covered in bees.
That right.
Now you just got to get everyone else on the Throb Wagon. So the Throb Wagon itself is 3 tiers. There's the bottom tier, which is reachable with your wagon. Then there are steps that lead up to the second tier, where you can see a bunch of cages and women dancing in them. They do not look like they're happy about that. And then there are a set of steps and to the top tier. and you can't really get a good view of what's on the top tier from here. Complication. Aresi makes a swoop around and aims her spear towards the wagon, and you can see a glowing light coming from it. What are you guys gonna do?
Can I intercept it with my searing or my attack? And if it's any kind of holy, if I land this attack, can I make it a smite too?
What kind of attack are you doing specifically?
I just want to intercept her, like catch her spear with my sword, but also
She's
when
up
I
in
make
the air, so she's up in the air, so it's like she's aiming her spear at you, and then there's a glowing light coming from it, like she's charging up something nasty.
I will throw a javelin at her
Hi
then.
there.
All right, throw your javelin and make me an athletics check, please.
Athletics. Yeah. 14.
14. You throw the javelin at her, and it just she dodges out of the way. But as she does, she misses her aim, and you see a lightning bolt come from the trident and blast down into one of the front wheels of the throb wagon, slowing it down a little bit. There's fire. People are screaming. It's awesome. You might have an easier time getting on the wagon if you try to do something that capitalizes on this.
Crashing or jumping.
I can throw more people if
Fisher.
more people want to be thrown.
I can get on there pretty well. Yeah, I can get on there if you want to let me take the reins, and then we can try to crash it in there like we were saying.
I mean, I still got the reins. It's fine. I can jump pretty easy. I have pretty good athletics.
I have a teleportation spell.
Well, I mean, don't want you to waste your spells either.
Would it be at disadvantage for Wick to throw like someone his size?
That's entirely a good question. That's a great question, and you won't know unless you try. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Want to throw a glance?
Skill challenges are about...
Atlas?
Sorry, what?
I don't know if I want to be the test dummy. Atlas?
Whoever trusts me.
Somebody's
Was that?
mad.
What did you say? Skill challenges are about what?
Skill challenges are about you don't always get a lot of information before you try. It's about getting in there and just saying what you're doing and do awesome shit.
Am I throwing you or are you jumping?
Who are we throwing? Because I can help.
Atlas.
Oh god, this is such
Oh yeah.
What if we get, like, is there some sort of... Fuck, this is such a bad idea.
Let's go.
Is there some sort of, like, sheet that we could create some sort of, like, slingshot and sling them across? Like, you know, if we get, like, Aricron and Wick on either side and they whip us?
Do you guys have a blanket?
I have a
I think I have
bedroll.
a bedroll.
Bedroll? Yeah, you guys might be able to figure something out like that, but that might take more time than you have.
Fuck it, I'm grabbing Atlas's hands if Atlas extends hands, and I'm just gonna hoist up, swing around, and go.
He will extend his hands.
All right, make me an athletics check there, Wick.
Good. Good. Friendship die because Death Head. Oh yay, good. That's plus fucking 6. Okay, 19.
All right, that's you grab Atlas and yeet! Atlas soars through the air, graceful like a dragonfly, before landing near Zheri. Some more fighters have clambered down there. A couple knights. And so now Zheri and Atlas have to deal with knights.
Fuck, why did we send our lowest DC or AC character?
Remember, it has nothing to do with combat. This is not a combat encounter.
I guess.
So don't think. Cool.
Does this still expend slots?
Yes,
Okay,
but
cool.
you
I
get,
thought it was a
but it does have. Yeah, you do still use spell slots, but you use them doing awesome shit, and they do contribute towards progress.
Glenn, yes or no?
I am just checking one thing. If you don't mind giving me just a second.
Take your time. I'm not gonna rush you. The only reason I'm pretend rushing is because we're pretend in a hurry.
I just want to check
I mean,
the stats of one thing quick to make sure it can do what I want to do. It's not actually better. Like I was thinking I could wild shape into like, what is it, an ape? Is that one of those better ones? And I can just zip myself across, but maybe it's not worth the thing.
Maybe you could do a bird or something and fly over.
I can't fly.
I have
Oh.
I have
yeah.
I have plus
an
6 to
ape would
athletics.
still have. An ape would still be like good fighting once you get over
Okay.
there.
The complication has escalated. The knights, a couple of them engage Zheri, but 2 of them have come upon Atlas, and they're starting to grapple him, and they're getting ready to throw him off. You have to deal with complications, otherwise bad stuff happens.
Atlas, you got this, or do you want me to come to your rescue?
Atlas wants to use Gus, push him and the people backwards.
Excellent. Roll me Arcana, please.
Which one are we using? Let's go for the bloody one. $15.
15. All right. So you get ready. They're kind of grabbing at you, and they're getting ready to push you off. But you decide that you're going to be like the pill bug. And you're like, I've never done a roly-poly before, but it's going to be so awesome. So as they're getting ready to push you and put that leverage, they take their hands off you for just a moment. You roll between their legs, and you turn around and gust them. And they fall off the wagon. And I'm sorry to say for the people on the wagon, but you feel a bump, bump, as the consequences of that action are experienced by the unfortunate knights. Zheri manages, of course, to kneecap the other knights, and they are now dealt with. There is no current complication.
Bonk, 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 bees!
Bees!
Glenn's gonna look at
Bees.
Wick and be like, fuck, okay, throw me.
Done. And he's going to lift her up, and before he throws her, he's gonna give her a kiss on the cheek and go, good luck, and then toss her.
Sorry, I should have asked this
All
before.
right.
Can my guidance count on that roll since it's both of us, or is it me rolling or Wick rolling?
You could guidance it, but you really need to announce these things before we do the
Sorry.
checks.
No,
so
that's fair. That was totally my fault.
Make me athletics check there, Wick.
Take. That is, 16.
16. Excellent. Glenn, you have joined them on the wagon.
Man, that
leaves
really quite terrifying.
That leaves Aricron. Hang on. That leaves Aricron, August, and Wick on the wagon. As you're driving, you get a little bit better view towards what's actually at the front of the throb wagon. And you can see that, at least from your side, it is being driven not by horses, but by 2 angry manticores. What do you do?
Do I have a view of any of the wheels up front? Any other?
Oh yeah, they are honking huge. They're
Okay.
actually bigger than, like, one of them is almost as big as the wagon itself, and you're getting close to one, the back one.
Mhm.
Atlas is going to cast Acid Splash on one of the wheels.
Awesome. All right. Make me an Arcana check. That's good. Let's go.
I'll shoot a guiding bolt at the other one.
Okay, beautiful. Both of you make me Arcana
Maybe
checks
not
then.
burn us.
No, I get what you can see one of the front wheels there. So yes, definitely make those rolls, please.
Yeah, 20.
18.
Nice. Okay.
Nat
20,
20.
baby.
Oh wait,
Beautiful
rolled-
work, guys.
somebody rolled a nat 20?
Might be really
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I'm
Matt rolled a nat 20.
trying to be quiet because I'm in an Airbnb. Sorry.
I'm going to point out that that while criticals on skills don't normally matter during skill challenges, they absolutely do matter. So, Atlas points an acid splash at one of the wheels. And while you can't stop this with the amount of sheer momentum and mass that it has, you can cause one of the wheels to seize up a little bit. And the wheel just kind of gets, as the acid gets into the axle and starts fucking with it. Meanwhile, Aricron fires at his white laser into the front wheel, and that takes a big dent out of the edge of the wheel. So now what's happening is the wagon's going and it's going to be a lot harder for it to evade you, and it's going a lot slower. You guys figure you can pull up to it safely now, and all three of you can get on without any problem.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we
wanted to
did
try one
move
more
it.
thing before.
What is it you wanted to try?
Well, how close are we to the manticores?
You'd have to yaw a little bit to get up to them, but if you'd like to approach them and let me know what you want to do, I can decide from
I
there.
wanted to cast Lightning Lure on one of them.
I want to get onto the wagon before you do that.
All right. Anyone who wants to get onto the wagon can do that, but I really think this heroics is awesome, and I do want to allow it. So,
I'm staying on because I would really like to do my idea too, if possible.
okay. So, Wick gets on the wagon. Your current sub goal is to make it to stage 2. So while you guys are on the wagon, a few more of the knights have swooped down. One of them starts to summon a lightning bolt, and as he's about to do that, one of the Aarakocra just dives into him from the side and knocks him off to the away. I want everyone to make me a perception check that does not count against you if you fail.
Everyone?
Okay.
Everyone. Yeah.
Well,
this
that's
is
good
your
because I only
perception
rolled a 2.
What?
Plus
Perception.
3, 5.
Perceive.
I stepped
13.
away from him. And
22.
15.
22. Beautiful.
15.
Hold on.
15.
13. Oh dear. I forgot that we should be typing in our stuff into Dice Jail. I keep forgetting.
No, that's fine.
22.
Okay. So the rain has picked up. It's getting harder and it's getting harder. It is at this point that you notice that one of the air cultists at the top of the steps to the second level is actually calling the rain down with his swooping hands. You can even see underneath his hood a smirking smile and a little bit of blue hair as he looks to the sky and starts making it rain. Dealing with the manticores now, I want August. Please make me an Arcana check to Lightning Lure, please.
Okay, which dice? Pre-September, friendship, or gold?
Gold. I would also just like to say twat.
Come on. Okay, not the worst. 13 plus 3, 16.
Beautiful. So you latch on to the manticore, and I'm assuming you're pulling it towards the wagon. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you do so, you don't really lightning lure's not enough to pull it onto the wagon, but it's certainly enough to knock it to the side and cause it
wanted
to
to stop running. Yeah.
Well, it does, but there's a throb wagon behind it which has momentum and smashes into it and goes, and they slide for a little bit, making quite a bit of distance before they actually come to a stop in the mud, which is now getting deeper and deeper, and with something this heavy in the mud, it's not going to be going anywhere for a little while. You've successfully stopped the throb wagon for now.
Hell yeah.
Nice. The guy that we saw on top of the throb wagon,
On
how far?
The second floor.
He's on the second floor.
Yeah.
I want to cast Hunter's Mark on him.
Okay. That's not even going to be a skill check because that's not really doing anything. You do so. As he, it is a noticeable spell. It's like not something that you can just hide. He sees that you're casting something on him, and want you to. This is actually going to be part of the skill challenge. I want you to make me a insight check, please.
Sight.
Yes.
17.
17. Okay. You do manage to catch his finger. Like, he stops waving around to summon the to call the rain long enough to make a hand gesture at you. The hand at you, specifically you, yes. The hand gesture is, and I don't have this memorized, and I really should. He's got his forefingers crossed, and the thumbs underneath are meeting together. And then he looks to you, makes eye contact, and then goes back to summoning the rain.
Aricron wouldn't know what that means. I do, though, and I am upset.
You do.
Did I roll anything to know what that did?
No.
You...
But there is information in the party that knows what that is. So.
Did we all see this?
Well, it depends if Aricron's going to tell anyone.
Is damn it.
You and August are still on the wagon together.
I look at August and was like, "What the fuck was that?"
I'm sorry, I missed what happened.
He did a hand sign.
Did the tent sign?
The tent sign? Is that the water cult sign?
And he has blue hair.
It is.
Motherfucker, Saruki!
Oh yeah, that one.
Come on!
Oh.
He's gonna start dragging him on. Come on.
Oh, I mean, as long as my hunter mark is still going, I would like to follow that up with Misty Step to teleport right next to him to attack.
Still a skill challenge, so just
yeah,
quite work
let's
with
go.
attacks. You go to Bamf right in front of him, and as you do, you recognize the face of the man that told you about the Earth Cult doings.
Yeah.
Just before you're about to attack, he says, "About time you guys got here." You still want to make your swing?
Yeah, just because how everybody else is reacting towards that.
Everyone else is cheering me. That's why you punch that kid.
Can we see this though?
Yeah, you can now see that
can find it now.
you see Saruki. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm on the first floor, yeah, and the cages are on the second floor.
Yeah.
Can
and
I start-
Saruki is on the steps between you and the cages.
Okay, I was gonna say, can I start going up toward the cages and can I rage and just look at Saruki and go, move or get set on fire?
Uh,
And, like, do
Aricron
this...
swinging on. Aricron,
Yeah.
make me an athletics check, please.
I'm hoping I can do it at the same time, so maybe, like, it's a distraction.
23.
23.
Well,
Okay.
Not much of a distraction when I just right into existence on top of them.
Yeah, you bamf right on top of him, and you make a swing at him. He's actually kind of surprised by this because he's not used to guys actually taking swings at him. And you knock him off the stairs, and he falls down, and he just shakes his head, and he's like, well, last time I help you.
Helping.
We appreciate your help. We got our shit done and came to your party.
Why do you do it? Isn't this the air cult?
I mean, that's Saruki's job, right?
You're no help to us with that stupid fucking streak in your hair.
Wickham is just gonna fucking one finger fucking salute and just keep going toward the cages. And I guess he's gonna shout if you really want to help fucking free people.
All right. Make me a persuasion check.
Okay. Wait, am I persuasion? I do not. Great rolling.
Made me waste my hunter's mark.
Why am I adding anything? 6? I'm going to do things, even if it doesn't work. I'm going to do things.
Okay, 6.
Going to try and open cages.
All right.
For our first failure.
Yes, that is your first failure. So you get up onto the steps and you get ready to to open one of the cages, and you just get angry. You pull the door open on one of the cages, and you reach forward and grab the dwarf woman that's in there, and you just pull her out. But then the wagon lurches a little bit as it gets unstuck from the manticore that's at the front there, and you fall into the cage.
Oh no.
And the door closes, and suddenly you feel this strangeness, and you feel your legs start to move, and you have no control over your body, and now you're dancing like everybody else as you are stuck in the go-go cage.
Can I talk, or is it just dancing?
You can talk, but that's about it.
Okay, I'm just gonna dance.
Can I talk? Yes. I'm just gonna dance then.
Say that at my funeral.
Dancing, dance machine, watch.
Is there anybody else on that level? Or we can't see
No,
that
just
yet?
Wick. Just only Wick and the dancers.
Well, Glenn's gonna run up to the cage that Wick is now inside of and at least be up there while I try to think of a plan.
All right.
Is the dwarf lady out though, or is she still in there too with them?
Yeah, she's out. She's out,
Oh.
and she's exhausted. Yeah.
She stopped dancing when she came out. It didn't like. It wasn't.
Yes, when she's out, she just collapsed onto like her very tired legs and is just on hands and knees. Zheri, you recognize this woman. You recognize her as one of the contingent that you were hired by. As Desena Norvale.
Oh, and here I thought they all had been killed. Go figure. Well, all right then.
Do you know any more of these people?
We're about to find out. And she cracks her knuckles and she starts bonking her way over to her contingent lady.
Okay. You approach her and she looks up at you and she's like, "Oh, Zheri. Oh, thank Dotanthus you're here. I was worried they got you too. I've been dancing for days. I'm gonna pass out now." And she just boom. You realize that she would have died of exhaustion sooner rather than later had you guys not gotten her out.
Yikes.
Can't. No. Damn.
If
This wants to cast Acid Splash and tell Twinkle Toes to dance his way to the back of the cage.
Am I
Well,
Twinkle
he
Toes in
can't.
this equation?
Oh, he can't control his movements.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he can't
We're
control
still
his
gonna try to
movements,
cast
but
Acid Splash on the cage.
all right. Roll me Arcana check, and it'll be funny if you fail.
should you aim, like, is there a lock we can aim for?
Well, that's great. Let's roll the dice and see what happens.
Oh, you don't even get to do that. Oh, you sneaker.
That's the thing. Once the skill challenge happens, once the die roll is called for,
16.
the die roll is called for. Nice! So, yeah, there is definitely a lock on the cage, and you just go, and it melts, and the cage door slowly opens again, and you reach in and you pull on Wick, but Wick's a little bit stronger than you are, so it's not as dramatic. But you kind of, and then you grab the side of the cage and you give a good yank, and he still doesn't come out, and you're like, oh, fuck this. And you stand back a bit, you raise your hands up, and you gust him out of the cage, and he falls forward, and no longer is forced to dance.
Thank goodness.
Yay.
Fuck
Wick
me
is no longer caged.
sideways.
Everyone else can be on stage 2 now.
Cool.
Am I still on stage? Am I on stage 2 or 3?
Pardon?
Am I? Did I misty step on up to stage 2 or 3?
Yeah, you're on stage 2, because that's where Saruki was.
Okay. Okay.
Saruki, Wick, I want you to make me a persuasion check, please.
Again?
Yes, please. This is for something different.
Okay.
This will not count toward... Well, actually, it could.
15.
Never mind. Cool. As you're getting out, you see Saruki. He starts walking back up the steps. The party tries to stop him, and he just, like, puts up his hand. And he puts them up in a big X. And he throws his hands down, and then you see the bars on the cages start to freeze over. And then he puts his hand up, and he snaps his finger. And then, as the locks all shatter, releasing the prisoners. And he looks at Wick, and he just says, "We're going to have a bit of a discussion after this. Suffices to say, there's been a change of my plans. But
You're
now
making
is not
it
the
exciting.
time to talk about them."
Cool. Try and drown us. We got shit to fight. I'm gonna get to my feet and start going toward the stairs. Am I still on fire, or?
Yeah, you're still on fire.
Okay.
His response to you there is just to say, "The only thing I want to drown right now is that fucking bitch in the sky and that asshole on the 3rd floor."
Radical, let's go.
All right. The party steels itself and gets ready to make it to stage 3.
Is my drift globe still
You-
with us, by the way?
It follows you. It's a drift globe.
Okay,
Um,
can it just be like
and-
regular light instead of daylight in case I want to like
Yes.
boom it up? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And you make it up to stage 3. You have succeeded at the skill challenge.
Woo, woo,
Good job, people.
Yay.
August just wants to look at Saruki and be like, "You're making deciding whether or not to kill you very difficult."
He chuckles at that and he goes, well, don't worry. I'm hoping to make it easier very soon. Good luck up there with Thrask. I'll handle the people down here if you don't mind.
August is just gonna nod.
So you head up to the 3rd floor.
As we do, I don't think I used it, but just to be clear, I precast guidance.
On whom?
Because I don't know if I did.
On whom?
Myself, sorry.
Okay, you precast guidance on yourself. 1. Perfect. As you head up the steps, you see a man, young, has long mustache, the tips going down below his chin. He's dressed in thick plate armor. And above, Eresi Kalinoff flies up, silhouetted by the moon. She looks down. My champion. You will slay these interlopers for me. Me and the others will go get the prize. Kill them. Come back to me, my sweet, on your shield, or with it. And she flies off, as well as a couple other knights gliding to a tower in the distance. And the man on top just says, my name is Thrask. By the honor of my lady, you will not leave this wagon this day. And he draws his sword. Roll initiative.
Cool. While I do that, can Wickham say something?
You certainly can.
Cool. I rolled a 19 for my my initiative plus, 1, so 20 for my initiative. And once he says that, Wickham, since he's already on fire, is just gonna swing his axe and just go, cool, we're here to cuck you.
Honestly, all I could think of was, by the honor of my dick, you can suck it.
Also good! Also good!
August says it, canon.
Yes! Woohoo! Yes.
But then he rolls a 7.
Larl, do it! Do it!
Oh.
I heard the
Love
magic words.
I love it.
We don't fucking deal with cultists in this house.
But what about Saruki? We're allowed to deal with one. I said cultists. We're allowed one.
We have one no house.
You know what? It helps if I type even close to the right thing.
I don't even know why you would. I think you should just wing it.
Wee, what's your initiative? There we go.
Okay. Make 20.
I don't know why August just really hates initiative.
It's because he spends all his brain power on those really awesome one-liners.
He doesn't get them often.
He doesn't, but they are so good when he
Zheri.
gets them.
14, thank you. I'm assuming your dexterity is higher than... Well, which Glenn's... Actually, you can decide which one of you or Glenn goes first. I don't care. It's fine either way.
I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I know what I'm going to do. If you want plan time to think, I am ready to rock.
Aricron,
Go ahead. Then.
what's your dexterity modifier? 17.
Oh,
You go first.
0. 0 is my dexterity.
Oh, never
modifier.
mind.
I rolled a
You
17.
go the opposite of first. Yep.
Third.
Give me 1 second. One
Third is the
moment.
opposite of first, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, between you and him, because he rolled 17 as well. Okay. Alrighty. Wick, your go. You're still on fire.
1 second. I was responding to an important message. We might have a lovely pop-in. Just to listen.
That dude
Okay.
is on fire.
So, I'm on fire. Am I raging on fire? I would love to be raging.
You're raging on fire, yes. You are raging on fire, yes.
I am raging on fire. I'm going to have my wonderful Storm of Glorian men light the fuck up, and I'm gonna fucking stomp over to this dude and just look him in the eyes and go, get fucked. And then I'm going to swing my fucking axe at him with fire, and also I'm going to aura him because fuck yeah. And also
Alright.
reckless.
Okay.
So, attack number 1.
Yes.
Probably might. Oh no, that means maybe. But oh, math. 15.
That is not a hit.
All right. Well, I have another
Roll your
one.
second
So
attack, please.
I'm gonna try again.
Yeah.
Not counting that 'cause it just fell out of my hand when I was trying to pick it up. Oh, that's a natural. That's a natural 20.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. As you come towards him, your first blow, he takes his large greatsword and knocks it out of the way. But the thing is, he's trying to parry you in a way that would catch your blade, because he's used to fighting axe fighters. But it goes right through because your axe doesn't have a blade per se, it's just wind. So after he goes, and he looks at you, you get an opening and you just swing right around and across his center. Roll damage, remember you're doubling all the dice.
Okay.
All the dice.
Bitchin'. Let me move my dice box over here so we can get some spicy. What color should I use, you guys?
That one. That one right next to your hand.
Okay, so that's the blue one. What's another color?
The white one.
Okay, so this
Yellow.
is just for the. Okay, now I need 2d6s, and I'm gonna go with pink and fire. That way I have the whole range. Actually, no, not fire. Yes, fire. I already have it in my hand. I don't know why I'm pretending. Okay, that's nice. Oh, that's really nice. Oh no, that's a lot. Wait, that's not right, is it? Hold on. Plus 23?
23, that is a good hit.
Yes.
Okay.
Not including, obviously... Oh, wait. 23, 24, 25, because I add 2 because of, rage. So 25, not including Storm Aura, because I always let you handle Storm Aura.
Yeah, I've added Storm Aura. Alright,
Cool.
So you do the swing around and just like, bleh, and he grins.
25
And
fire.
then you hear this. You hear this sound. Boom, 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 boom. And then coming into visibility, you see 2 players, one playing kind of a big, thick bass instrument with a blade coming out of the top, and the other playing kind of a jazz flute sort of situation going beside him. Like that, and they're playing in tandem. It's terrible, it's awful, it's the worst music you've ever heard, but it's powerful.
Fucking
The
bards!
first one, the flute bard, he casts, and
God, I miss playing a bard.
you can see the blow that you did start to knit up a little bit. Oops.
Thank you, Larl, for that beautiful image that YouTube will never get to see. R.I.P. people that, can't see Dice Jail.
And the bass bard, boom, 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 boom. You can start seeing Sir Thrask start to get into it, and then his motions become faster and faster. And then he takes a swing, his sword swings back, and he lunges forward, and Atlas. Just as he looks like he's about to swing down, you get ready to meet him, and he disappears. Right beside Atlas.
I think he maybe cut out.
Yeah.
Anticipation.
Killing me with anticipation.
Hello?
Trying to
Hello.
there.
You said he appeared next to Atlas, and we didn't hear anything after that.
Yeah, 14 hit Atlas.
Am I next to Atlas?
Yes.
Protect?
You're gonna force
Something I can
disadvantage?
protect?
Right. You can certainly try. Let me
Hell yeah.
roll his disadvantage. It's still a 14.
Damn.
Doesn't Atlas have that thing on?
I don't know what Atlas's AC is.
Oh dear.
I don't know it off the top of my head.
Where
Pierce?
where did Pierce go?
Pierce?
Love of my life, are you muted?
I saw a little blip, but I don't hear anything.
What is going on?
There we go.
There
I hear you.
buddy.
He got smucked by Wick, and then he made to do a swing forward. In mid-swing, he disappeared, reappeared beside you, and is completing the swing. Does a 14 hit you?
Hold on. I don't know why that didn't update.
Also, we can barely hear you.
I apologize. My the Amulet of Health?
No, I'm not asking about the Amulet of Health. Does a 14 hit you? It just it changes your total hit points. It doesn't change your AC.
It doesn't
Yeah.
change my AC. That's whatever I was
Yeah.
hearing everyone be like, but he's wearing this, and I was like,
Yeah,
I don't
and I'm like,
I
that's
couldn't remember
not...
if it changed AC or changed health.
No.
Yeah.
It's just my health.
Fisher Con.
Yes, that hit me.
Okay, awesome.
I tried.
Sorry for being impatient here, but he's got 2 more things to do. So that he does his first blow against you, and you notice he's moving even faster than normal, as the rhythm of the music causes him to speed in his motion. That will hit you.
Oof.
Yeah. And he's gonna do it again, because he does get a 3rd one as a result.
Fuck the bard.
Yes! Whoa.
Is Atlas dead?
What the fuck?
Okay, so he just appears right behind you, and as you turning around, right across your chest, across your arm, and then BAM! Bangs you in the center of your head with the pommel of his sword, and another boom, pancaking blow as he knocks you down to your belly for a total of 11, 23, 30 damage from the 3 attacks.
Atlas got nothing personnel, kid.
Nothing personal, kid.
Actually, fuck it, he's such a douche he would say that. Atlas has a wizard hat. What can you say? Aricron.
I will bonus action change the target of Hunter's Mark to the guy playing the flute. And,
All right, flute bard.
And run up and make my attack on that one.
All right, you charge to the flute bard. Make your attack, please.
Actions. Longsword. Yeah. 17.
Yeah. That's a hit. That's a good hit.
Yeah. And
Nicely done.
Max damage 12 plus the 100 mark. Let me add 1d6 of damage too.
Ooh, that's a good hit.
Yeah.
That's 18 total, isn't it? You
yeah. I rolled 3 for
extra
the
3.
d6.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You lunge towards him, and you do a right into his shoulder, and he stops playing for a bit, and he just looks at you and he says, "My goddess smiles upon me. The music will never end." Do you got another one?
Oh yeah, I do. My bad. Long day. 19.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
24 in total.
Yeah, that's definitely a hit.
Damage. Come on. Damage. 8. And
8. Nice.
And then D4.
Oh, yeah.
Or D6, my bad.
Give
2.
me 1 second. Okay.
The 100 mark is nasty. And if I had any smites, it would be even nastier.
Yep. Yes.
I got that.
Yep. That's definitely success right there. Anything else you got on your plate there, Aricron?
I think that'll be it for me.
All right, Atlas, buddy.
Uh-oh. Pierce squad again?
I think Pierce is having
My
technical
God.
difficulties.
Oh, there we go.
Am I here?
Yes.
You're just
You're
very,
here.
very far away.
Well, this mic also catches my breathing. So,
Fair.
I would pull it further away from my mic. As a bonus action, I am going to spend 1 sorcery point to change my lunar phase from full moon to new moon.
New moon. Okay.
And then this is going to cast False Life at the 2nd level.
All right. So you wave your hands, and a silver circular disc of light opens up around you, and then slowly, from one side to the other, a crescent moves over it and begins to eclipse it and goes dark. And then when it flips back into you, you feel a cocoon of magic start to weave its way around you as false life takes over.
What does false save do?
Temporary hit
Gives
points.
temporary hit points.
Temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And that's your bonus action. That's your regular action. Are you gonna try to move away from this guy? This fucking guy?
Would he get an attack of opportunity if he
I was
did?
about to say, does he get an attack of opportunity on me if
You
I
can-
move away?
I mean,
You can
yes,
disengage.
If not, if you want to wait till next
no,
turn,
you
I can
can't.
do something.
You can't disengage because that's an action.
Oh.
If you want to wait, I can do something
Yeah.
to help you with that. If he doesn't move by next turn anyway.
Well, I mean, you've got a turn before him, so.
Yeah.
He's just gonna. Yeah, no, he's not gonna move because he's not turning his back.
Okay. Zheri.
At this point, I'm not sure which one is closest to Zheri.
You're within range of any of the three that you want. You have options, my friend.
Wonderful, because that music is really getting on her fucking nerves.
Which one do you feel needs to be silenced the most?
The flute one.
All right, flute bard. You make a beeline to the flute bard. What do you do to express your distaste for the tunes?
I am going for. Let's see. I'm gonna put him in the hot seat. I'm gonna produce flame, and since I'm so short, I'm going to go straight for a pan shot with it.
Okay. Make me an attack roll, please. It's a spell attack, so.
That is a. It's a 14, so +7 to hit. So yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that hits. That hits.
Yeah. And then 2d8. So 5 and 6. So 11 total.
All right. So you start to hold your hand out, your shillelagh still, in your other hand, and you summon a flame. But the flame is not like a normal flame. It's a flame made of fire ants. And you throw your hand out as these glowing ants just all over the flute bard. And start stinging and biting him while also catching his clothes on fire. How much damage did you do, my dude?
11.
11, thank you. All right. Do you have anything else in your arsenal that you would like to do? As a bonus action or anything? Actually, hang on 1 second.
Oh, sure.
I need to check something for you. Because I do need to check to see if this is an option, if you don't mind. Give me a second. You can choose to either do an extra 1d6 damage to move him up to 15 feet, or you move up to 5 feet. Because this is still an attack roll. Produce flame still is an attack, so it does benefit from your swarm power.
I was actually about to ask, are we fully enclosed right now?
No, you're up. Like, it's open air.
Perfect. Can I push him towards the closest ledge, please?
You can. This may actually work. Let me roll his strength DC. These guys are not strong at all. That is a failure. So, as you do this, the some of the fire ants become winged ants, like mating season, and they just start growing really large and start pushing him back, and he's just like, "No, I must play the flute," and he tries to put the flute in his mouth, and some ants pop out of the flute, which is very unsettling. And he's like, "Ah!" and he throws his flute down and trips and falls over the back of the wagon. You can hear this gump, followed by, and you can feel the wagon start to lurch. You're assuming the manticores are dealing with him at this point.
Delightful.
Just chuckles and says, "That was beautiful."
Thank you. Thank you.
Glencora.
Got this, Glen Coco.
Glenn is going to reach out her hand and point her finger at Thrask as she mutters a few words in Druidic and casts heat metal on his armor.
She has
Finally.
She has been wanting to do this for ages. You
I've been
let
so
her do
excited
it.
about this.
She's been waiting for this moment.
Desperate.
Oh, this is your time to shine.
Finally.
Let's check to see what heat metal does.
Destroys this man. Ends his entire career.
He is done. Like that right there. This is a war crime.
You'd think he killed some bats.
Worse, he forcing people to dance.
Oh, this is like a terrible, terrible thing to do to anyone, and I love it.
Actually, he killed a lot of people. Probably
Yeah.
worse than a few bats.
Oh yeah, but the joke
He's
is still
absolutely deserving every single bit.
No responsibility.
He does deserve this. I'm not gonna even sugarcoat this, but it's fun to
Use roll 20.
look. Listen, shut up. All right, so in 60 feet, manufactured metal object, concentration up to 1 minute. Choose a manufactured metal armor, like their armor. They will take 2d8 damage. No frickin' saving throw whatsoever. Roll me damage, please.
Yes, sir.
So excited.
9.
9.
Okay.
Oh, this is a bad day to be him. He'll also have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks because he can't drop the object or remove it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
this
then
is
bonus action. She can do it again.
well. She
As long as the spell is maintained.
it's on subsequent turns. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yep. But on the downside, Glencora, I do have to say that you lose your guidance.
Yes.
Aww. Bum, bum, bum,
It feels like a
bum.
fair trade.
True. August.
Alright. I first want to turn to Atlas, or he's at my side, I'm not moving away from that guy or anything, and shove a healing potion down his throat.
This is just a thing with our party. We just shove potions down each other's throats. We don't ask.
Bear in mind, shoving a potion down someone's throat is a full action.
It's a full action.
Yes.
Well, can I just hand it to him then?
Yeah, you can definitely hand him one as a bonus action.
Okay, and then I'm going to cast invisibility on him.
Nice.
And
That is
then
also a full action, but that's a
Yeah.
good full action.
It doesn't constitute as an attack at all, does it?
Nope.
Okay, then I'm going to burn my. I always want to call it second wind. It's not second wind. It's
Action surge.
action surge. And
Action charge.
what is exposed on this man?
his weakness to heat metal.
Not hot.
1 second, I'm just gonna check something here. He is actually like fully armored. Well, he's not fully armored. Like his arms are exposed. You know, you can see some legs sticking underneath his
What about
skirt.
his neck?
His neck, he does have a gorget on. He's a knight. Of course he has a gorget.
Okay. Well, August is gonna go right for his forearm then and just grab him and inflict wounds.
Oh,
And
make your
just
attack
kind of...
roll.
Oh, yep, I gotta do that. That's the thing that I gotta do. I gotta actually pull that back up. That's touch, plus 6 to hit. Alright, let's come on. 18.
That is a... that is a hit.
Oh, thank God. I was like, how armored is this man? Okay. And then it's 3d10. 6, 9, and 3. You can do the
6,
math
9,
again.
and 3. 6, 9, and 3 is 12. That's 18.
And then August is just gonna glare him right in the eye and say that, bitches ain't everything, right? And he's just gonna really try to get his attention on him. Not Glencora, not Atlas.
Alright, I want you to make me a intimidation check, please.
Alright, come on, August, you good at this.
Well,
Come on, bitch.
Intimidation or persuasion, whatever's your best.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna roll the black dice because I'm with Atlas.
Sure.
12 plus intimidation. 14.
14. Alright. He turns to you and he's just like, oh, I don't know about that. I got one bitch right here I need to take down.
Come at me, bitch.
Yeah, he's on you now. He is angry at you.
I want him on me, not Atlas or Glencora.
Yeah, speaking of angry, Wick.
So is my storm aura hitting the bard?
No, because the bard is right now being eaten alive by manticores.
I thought there were 2 bards.
But you can. There are 2 bards, but neither of the bards were in your storm aura when
Gotcha.
that happened.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So is the other one the one that casts the haste spell?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to that one.
All right, you pay him a visit.
And before I hit him, I just want to say, consent's fucking important, and you breached a line. And I'm gonna hit him. And I am gonna do it reckless.
Are you using your storm aura first or hitting him first?
Hitting him first.
Okay, cool. Roll me your attack roll, please. See, that's important. Note these things.
I am also doing it at reckless. So that's...
Go for it.
Fucking math. 19.
Oh, yeah, that's a hit.
Alright, can I roll again and then do damage to see?
No, I need to know each damage separately.
Okay, cool. You were calling me. That's 12. Plus my rage. 14 for that one.
Okay.
And then we're gonna...
Yeah.
Fuck cards.
Okay.
Oh wait, I don't get
He's
it.
concentrating a spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
18 plus 6.
Oh, that hits.
I thought that
Despite all your rage, you were just a wick in a cage.
Word.
Don't bring that up again. Trauma.
Don't you ever do that.
11 for that one.
Okay. All right. So as you do that, you hit him, and he's just like to do his base, and you're just like, "Fuck off!" And you kick the base out of his hands for a bit, and he reaches over to grab it. And you just give him a boot to the belly, and a slash on the back with your axe, and he is no longer casting haste. You have broken that spell.
Now can I do the Storm Aura, since it is my...
You can absolutely do the Storm Aura.
Cool. Done that.
Cool. Because that would have... the reason why I asked first is that would have also forced a saving throw before anything else, and that might have changed what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
So, that's fine. You have done a great misdeed to him this day, and he definitely dislikes that.
It's okay, I'd rather his attention be on me than on any of our good party members. Also, fuck him, haste.
And, he looks at you and he just says, "Oh, you're playing for the wrong side." Boom, 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 boom. And you hear in your head, doom, 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 doom.
I hate when bards use this spell.
I love it when bards use this spell.
Spell never worked when I tried to cast it.
It's because you always cast it on those who are, like, really goodwill. You're like, I'm going to cast it on this guy. No. Let me just check a thing. But, yeah, you're going to be making a wisdom save. That's for darn sure.
Okay, we're gonna use the big die. No. Absolutely not. That was a natural 1.
Oh. No.
And as he does, you start twitching, and then you go back to dancing to the beat, and you turn around with the Axe of Storm and Glory, and there's so many targets to pick from. So many juicy targets. You could go in the center of them and you could set them all on fire. Wouldn't that be great to do for Mistress Irisi? Come to think of it, she's kind of hot. And this music's not so bad now.
Good thing that I used up my entire turn.
Damn it, Wick, be more wise.
Well,
No,
I mean,
stupid.
everyone's got turns before you go, so it's fine. It's fine. That Storm Aura is going to be really bad really soon, though. You're on fire. Everybody gets to be on fire. Thurl. What's Sir Thrask gonna do? Violence. That's what Thrask's gonna do. Oh, August.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Too bad I can't protect myself.
Yeah, well.
Move it.
Well, he didn't roll too well. So, you get him all fuming, and he's just like, I'm gonna show you who the bitch is. Gives you a boot to your chest, lunges forward, and just slashes with an upward blow with his great sword. Right across your chest as you're off balance. And you know what? He's gonna follow up with even more violence.
It's fine. Damn, why is his roll so high? Oh, +5 to hit.
Yeah, he hits. He's a good one.
Okay, I think that one misses.
And then a 23 doesn't miss.
No, the 23. Oh wait. Oh, sorry. That's the damage. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So as he's knocked you back, slashes, and then he comes down, leaps forward, and does a downward slash at you. For a total of 24 damage. I need you to make 2 concentration saves for me, please. The first one.
Concentration?
You're right. Hang on. Back up.
Save.
Sorry, I didn't think you could hear me.
No, thank you for reminding me. Let's see the first attack.
Oh.
14 misses.
Oh. So I get the 15 back.
You go, Glencora.
I think the 17 misses as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I got a 19 armor class, baby.
Baby.
So, you see a future in which he slashes up at you.
Yes.
it comes back down for
It actually
damage.
would have been fine. I would have been fine.
But
Thank you, Glencora.
you see his armor is kind of beginning to glow red, and he's sweating a lot. And it's distracting him, and you're off balance, but he, like, as he moves to swing his sword, he goes, "Ah, my arm! Fuck!" So he actually doesn't do that. Thank you for the reminder there, Glenn.
Thank you, Glencora.
Thank you for rolling bad the second time.
Yeah.
So he took damage instead of taking the armor off?
He can't take...
He's
Well, it
not
takes...
going to.
It
would take way too
takes a
long.
minute. Yeah, it takes a minute to doff armor.
Okay,
10 rounds.
then he takes damage.
Yeah. Yes, he has no choice.
Sucks to suck.
Well,
I really don't want to hurt
Aricron.
you guys. I'm so scared.
Aricron, my turn.
Wick's gonna get you.
I'll bonus action change the target of Hunter's Mark to the base player now.
Okay.
And go after him.
All right.
Sword. 18.
That is a successful hit.
Damage roll 7 plus 11 equals 11.
Okay.
Plus.
All right.
plus
So.
4.
All right. +4. Okay, good. So you head towards him, and you just swing for the fences, and and you can hear it hit the guitar, dong dong dong. It sounds like, when you hit a guitar. And then suddenly Wick just turns around. His arm comes back, and he's just like, he pauses for a minute. It's like, whoa, dude, sorry, dude. Whoa, what was I thinking? And
Bro, for a
Wick
second
goes
there,
back
you look
into-
really punchable.
Pardon?
I said, bro, for a second there, you looked really punchable.
Very punchable.
That didn't change. What are you talking about?
August is just gonna like hush her
Bingo.
visible.
Somebody said it. Yeah, no way. The Urge just said that. What's your second
One of the
attack?
Manticore said that.
So it's just the armored guy up here now, right?
Well, no, the base part's still there. He's
yeah.
just dropped
Oh,
concentration.
Then I'm gonna swing on him again.
I'm so
Cool,
sorry if
do
I
it.
keep the microphone at any point in time, by the way.
Soft 20.
Woo, woo,
That's a hit.
woo!
Soft 20.
Thank you, Matt.
No problem. 7 plus
7.
5.
7 plus 5 for 12. All right. So you manage to slash at him, and as he reaches for his bard, he uses his base to parry your blow towards him, and he laughs. He's like, "Ha ha ha! You suck. Sucks to suck." That's a cool phrase. I'm using it from now on. Suddenly, one of the two manticores that isn't currently eating his friend, boom, 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 paws up onto the stage and goes, and as his mouth is wide open, you kick the bass bard into the manticore's mouth, and the manticore's like, and starts nomming on him and drops down from the stage as the bard is killed.
Sucks to suck.
Good comeback.
Sucks to suck.
Which one is the suck lord now? Um,
The one on my, I'm not on my back being eaten. Ha!
August is still betting on the guy in front of him, Tharsk.
Atlas.
You will lose invisibility if you attack, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah, but you
If
can
you need to get
move
out of
away
range
without-
first, move first.
Now
Yeah, you can move.
Disengage.
You also were handed
you can
a
move
health
safely.
potion.
Huh?
You also were handed a health potion.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
it's only a
Is that a
2d4
full
plus
action?
4.
It is a full action to use a health potion, but you can also get to safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Be
that's
alive for next round.
I'm not attacking or casting a spell, so I'm still invisible. Cool. So he's going to use his full movement to get away from Mr. Knight and take that health potion for what is it?
2d4 plus 4.
2D. Yeah.
Oh, 2. I'm sorry. 2d4 plus 2?
No, it's 2d4 plus 4. I
Okay.
think.
Plus 4, that makes
No, it is 2d4 plus 2. That's right. It's the other one that's plus 4. Right.
So I roll
It's not a great
2
one, but it's something.
d4s.
Yeah.
Okay. Whee!
Weep, weep.
4 plus 2? 6.
6. All right. A little bit healing.
Yep.
All right.
And he's not
any
away.
any other action?
Jiminy Christmas. I have too many screens now.
Don't bring Jiminy into this.
Trying to figure out.
Jimmy, email us back.
So Jiminy Cricket is the one telling Atlas to do all this bad stuff, correct?
Follow your conscience.
No. It's the
He's a cricket and
moon
he's
mother.
the conscience.
Shut up.
I'm a bug. I have all the wisdom.
Wait. Using. Oh no. It's just a bonus action. I can use a sorcery point to get a. Yes. To gain spell slots.
Yeah, if you want to do
Yeah,
that.
bonus
Yes.
Cool. I'm
Yep.
gonna use a sorcery point to
Recharge.
regain
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
All right. Zheri, it's your go.
That requires more kneecaps.
Well, there's only
Kneecaps
two
for the
kneecaps in
god.
there's only 2 kneecaps in bonking rage.
And that's what she's going for. Shillelaghing.
All right.
Kneecaps for the blood god.
That's a 12 to hit.
That's not gonna hit anything.
Overzealous.
As you swing for swing for his knees, he does do like a matrix leap over the swing and then lands.
His last moment of cool before we all kill him.
Oh, he's so doomed. All right, we're calling to drop.
We get real bloodthirsty real fast.
We really do.
Things just happen.
Fuck. Oh.
So your second hit?
That's much better. That is a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
Roll like your big pile of damage from your thing. Are you gonna use your foe ability on him as well?
haven't yet. I actually have not used that before, so I keep forgetting what it does.
It just adds more damage onto the pile.
Sure, why not?
And are you doing the swarm damage as well?
Why not?
All right, roll 1d8 plus 2d6 plus 6, please.
Eat this man. End his career.
Oh, I heard that.
Feed him to
Your
the
baby.
insects.
Hello, Bishop.
That would be Bishop waking up.
11.
Feed his body pieces to the insects.
So that is a total of 27.
Damn.
Hey. Okay, Zheri,
Yes.
how do you want to do this?
Woo!
So he may have done his cute little matrix jump over the first time, but she just uses the momentum to swing around and get him in the kneecaps from behind, bringing him to his knees, and then coming around and getting him right in the back of the head,
I like. Never mind.
as if executing him with my little shillelagh stick that still has sweet little bright leaves on it, happy as could be.
And all the bugs biting at him. Oh. His leg is, as you swing around, his leg is bent in an unnatural way. The knee is not supposed to bend that way. You hear a crunch. And that's not the terrible part. The terrible part is as you start seeing burning insects start coming out from his armor and just start, and his skin puffing up with sheer allergic reaction as he just twitches on the ground and dies in a very horrific way.
The moment he got on his knee, he landed on his knees. Can August just have like looked him in the eye and said, "Told you to suck, bitch," with like a snarl before he
And as he
dies?
collapses, Zheri looks over her kill, looks around at the landscape, and starts cackling maniacally at her victory.
You're a bloodthirsty one.
But Atlas is just feeling.
Yay.
Can
That
I
was
see-
undeniably attractive.
Zheri gives a wink.
Can I see if Saruki is still down the steps?
If
Sorry,
what?
I didn't hear you.
Oh, I was saying, can I see if Saruki is down the steps?
Yep, he's basically tending to the wounded.
Okay.
Glenn is just going to do like a quick survey of the throb wagon to make sure there's no other threats lurking or other people hidden.
At this point, as you look for another threat, you see a knight similarly regaled as Sir Thrask, floating in the air. He's ready to come down. You see him go flick his sword out, and it fires with lightning, and then all of a sudden he shoots. His back lurches back as you see a blade's been run through him. And behind him, you see Vrit Pasha give him a kick as he falls down to his death. Skies are clear. And he takes a moment. He looks at Atlas. I see you're safe. Are you okay? You look a bit hurt. I apologize, I was not there to protect you, sir.
Oh,
Alice
thank
is just
you.
gonna run a hand through his hair and be like, "I'll be fine."
Can Wickham
All right.
point at the tower and just go,
Uh,
because you said that there was a distant tower.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Wickham kind of just wants to point at and go, we still got that to deal with, yo.
Yeah, that woman's on the move.
Saruki just he adjusts his hands. He says, "Well, you guys better be on the go then.
We're not done with you.
I hope." No, we're not. We do have much to talk about, but I don't think now's the time.
First of all, does anybody need any healing?
Atlas.
Atlas
And
just like looks off into
before
the
I-
distance, like, so strange. I thought I heard something.
Oh,
Fine.
well, if he's asking.
Yes.
Sounds like
Wickham,
sounds like you're back breaking back there, right?
Wickham's just gonna pat Atlas on the back and just go, just say thank you. Just say thank you and let it happen.
I'm agreeing to being healed. That's all he gets. I don't think most people.
Don't push it. just stop there.
I'll heal him for 25 points.
Is he visible?
I know.
Yeah.
No, he's still invisible. You can end your
Still
spell at any
invisible.
time if you want, though. Yeah.
That's up to August though, because that's
Well,
his spell.
does getting healed make him visible?
Well, that's not an attack, so no.
Then no. I mean,
Attack.
keep him invisible. That's good for us.
I swing at Atlas. There you are. Let me heal
Actually,
you.
it lasts an hour. It's not concentration.
Yeah, it isn't. It isn't? Damn.
No,
Nice
he
one.
has an hour.
Spell.
There's-
Oh, well then.
There's
You're
a-
invisible. Good job.
So I did
There's
pat
a,
you
He
on the
gets
back, I
hit
just said it.
or attacks, then he becomes visible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where are our horses?
That's what I was wondering.
They are at the side, safe.
At 25?
Yeah, I did. That was all my lay on hands.
They are at the side, safe. You do see that there is one of the Aricron guard kind of watching over them, make sure that they're okay.
Well, I think since we totaled this thing, we better get back to our wagon.
I don't know. This Manticore seems pretty cool.
Yeah, but we can't drive this thing with it. I think we broke it.
Yeah,
Everybody-
also, the Manticore don't seem very tame right now.
Are
They're
the
not in a...
Manticores unhooked
They don't have time
from
to
the
tame.
wagon?
Still attached to the throw wagon, yeah.
How long would it take to unattach them?
Quite a while.
Fuck. I was going to
We just
say,
need to-
as we were leaving, I was going to set the wagon on fire, but I'm not going to do that if it's going to hurt the Manticores, because that's not fair. They didn't ask for this. So I'm just going to start climbing down and heading to our wagon.
All right. You get back on the wagon.
Did we get everyone out of cages?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. If not, August
Uh,
goes back
we-
and unlocks them all.
I was
Yeah,
going to
Saruki's
suggest that we
cut.
put. I was going to suggest that we put Saruki in one of these cages.
I mean,
No.
we're just not done with him now. We'll deal with him
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, Veep Veep says we can watch these people. This place isn't going anywhere.
I'm
I'll
gonna.
keep- Oh,
You guys are going to be
he
here
points
for a while
to-
to unhook the manticores?
Oh, hang on. He points to Saruki. He says, "Are we leaving this air cultist alive?" And Saruki just chuckles. He's like, "I'm not an air cultist."
No,
It's
he's
water
just a pain.
cultist.
He's a pain in the ass. Speaking of pain in the ass,
Sometimes helpful.
are you coming with us? Yes or no?
Who? Pardon? Who's coming? What?
In the end.
Asking the pain in the ass.
He goes, "You know what? I think I will.
Cool. You do not get shotgun. That is reserved for Glencora. Get in the back.
Glenn's gonna wave at the crowd
Gladly.
and smile. Hi.
I mean, we're on the stage. It's kind of all.
All right. So you get on the stage, and as you're on there, he stands up for a second. He says, "You're just gonna have to trust me on this one." He throws his hand forward, and as he does, the rain parts in front of you, and the mud that you're about to go on dries up completely.
We'll explain that to Breakfast Scone.
Yeah, but maybe patchouli will work now.
We've got a fickle crew.
You promised him an apple.
Once he does that and he dries the mud in front, he then snaps his fingers and the rain stops. And he sits down. Just about out of juice, but still have a couple tricks left.
You need somebody to carry you to the cart.
He chuckles for a bit. He's like, "No, I think I'll be fine. I think I'll be fine." It's not every day that we get to confront a prophet, is it?
We literally fought fire cultists with you.
Well, this is a little bit different. We're not fighting the leader of them.
In the cart, emo boy.
I'm in the cart. The cart is moving. You're driving the cart. Oh. Did that
Aricron
base layer do
will-
a number on you?
Yeah, I figured we hadn't gotten to the cart yet because we didn't, specify.
Yeah.
He said when he
Yeah,
got
no,
up on
he's
the stage.
actually yeah, he's clearing out the mud. Which you now, you guys can make an Arcana check if you want.
I will not.
I
Well,
will.
you don't have to.
I won't.
Not that great.
5.
12.
5.
She's no good.
Anyone roll better than a 12?
No.
Aricron will extend a hand to what's his name and tell him sorry about jumping you through the misty step like that.
He chuckles a bit. He says, "It's all good. They all promised me they would by now. I've just been trying to... honestly, I'm surprised you haven't stabbed me yet."
Who promised to stab anyone?
Did he do
Put
the
his
rain
hands
to
on his
help
hips.
us?
Yeah.
God.
Well, you don't know. You don't know. You don't
Atlas
know.
is gonna put his hands on his hips and go, Aricron, you get another part of your insect persona if you cut that lock of hair off of his head.
Wickham
I
is
just
gonna look
narrow-
back and just go, "Stop it!" Just looking
Aricron will-
directly that way.
No, you aren't.
Aricron,
It needs
yeah,
to
you're
be
driving.
I can still hear his
Um,
voice.
Aricron is definitely narrowing his eyes, look at a strip of blue.
This is
Decisions.
crime.
And
And I will not have stand for this man to stand on this day.
What
He-
I would
he
give
looked-
for prestidigitation
Saruki-
right now.
Tsurugi looks at Atlas and he says, "So, cutting off this lock of hair is what it takes to get an insect part from you?"
Only
I don't know either.
Not
I don't know
you.
either. I'm just rolling with it.
I will pull this cart over.
I thought I had a chance there.
I'm still working for mine, so
Oh, good. He doesn't try to engage with Zheri. It's like he's deliberately talking to Zheri because there's something awkward about that.
Zheri's watching him with her beady little eyes, just squinted.
staring at me with them big old eyes.
Mm-hmm.
As the cart pulls up to the tower, there's a single door, and it has been thrown wide open. One of the double things of stone has been thrown off the hinge. I want everybody to make me a perception check, please.
So,
Not good.
Okay, not the worst.
I rolled a
Let me find
natural
it.
1.
oof.
We did
Christ.
pretty good in combat in the scenario roleplay. Now we're suffering for utility.
I'm sitting here trying to find Atlas. Fuck is he?
Whenever Atlas is invisible, they all need to be asking what Atlas is doing.
You don't trust
I'm going to home planet. They need me.
She died on the way back to his home
20.
planet.
Marco!
All right.
Marco! Atlas, you gotta say Polo!
Marco.
We should have had you to him.
Glenn,
Soft 20.
Yeah.
you can. Glenn and Atlas, you hear coming from up. Ting, ting, ching, ching. You hear the sounds of combat. Metal blades clashing against each other. On the steps, you see a bloodied body of a air cultist on the ground. And in the basically the room of the tower, it's a spiral step going up a number of floors you can't see. And in the center, there's a dais with a little groove in the center of it, but nothing in the groove.
Is this the same tower we were outside of last time with the air cultists?
God, no, not even close.
Okay. I was like, I don't think so, but I should probably make sure I'm not confused.
This is not Feathergale Spire.
Okay. Just want to be
By
clear.
all right, what do you do?
Does the dais look like it can be knocked over, or is it one of those things that's like built in with the floor?
It's built into the floor. I want everybody to make me a religion check as well. Aricron can do. No,
This one.
never mind.
11 from me.
Okay. Oh, I got good one. Hang on. Oh yeah. Soft 20.
19.
Nice.
So I'm sticking with Amber's or with August.
All right, Aricron and August. It's kind of faint because of the dust on it, but you think you can make out the symbol of a sword surrounded by 2 scrolls on either side. The symbol of Dotanthus.
Oh yeah, August would recognize that.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, shit.
As would Aricron.
Is this the tower that we were supposed to go to find the fucking lady?
Mm-hmm.
It's your fucking lady quest, Matt.
For Aricron.
Oh. What's it? I didn't even know which direction we were traveling in.
South. Ish.
Is this the?
Can he make a roll to determine that?
No. You either you can believe or suspect whatever you want. There's no role to do that.
I will
All I
investigate.
have for notes is Aricron had bad dreams. Seems like a warning. Someone south of us in a tower needs help.
And then,
Yeah.
You hear a couple shots of lightning coming from up above as well.
Aricron will go in and start checking things out.
Make me an investigation check, please.
Oh boy. I can do this.
Can I? I probably can't help to give advantage.
You can help.
The
Okay, I would like to
14.
help to give you advantage.
Okay. Uh, 14. I rolled
14.
2 on the second one.
Oof.
That's fine. As you approach the dais, you notice a couple things. You notice there's very recent handprints in the dust on top of the dais as well. It looks like there was something in the groove that has been removed recently. And the inside has no dust in it whatsoever. And you can see footprints. One of them actually leads to the air cultist that has been slain.
Go to check out the air cultist.
Okay.
He
He has multiple stabbing and slashing wounds by some sort of blade.
There any tracks leading away from it now?
Yep. There's 3 sets of tracks leading up the stairs. They look panicked.
Follow him up the stairs.
Yep, I go in.
All right.
Yeah. I'll just
Lindsay,
follow
then I will cast guidance on myself.
Okay. Yeah, you ready your guidance? You head up the stairs, and you see another air cultist slumped up against the wall, blood stain going down. It looks like, judging by the footprints, he put up a bit of a fight before he died. You do not see footprints for his opponent, however.
Do we see any signs at all, or just no footprints?
You see no footprint. Well, I mean, you see signs of him being stabbed to death,
But we don't have there's not any an
There's
open
no foot-
window or a door that or any signs that were in there somewhere someone
Nope.
could have gone.
There's no footprints of any stabber.
Do we see any feathers or
But-
anything from that bit?
Nope.
We
But
keep
it's
going
like
up.
still in the stairwell.
Yeah.
All
You
right,
can
keep
get
going
past
up.
easily.
Yeah,
All right.
we keep going up then.
You go up to the 3rd floor, and you see 2 more air cultist bodies. The footprints, and at them, you still hear the sound of clashing steel up above, though. Both of the air cultists, of course. One of them has been gored in the belly, and the other has had his throat slit.
Is there anything of note worth looting on these bodies, perchance,
No.
as we're walking by?
They've got those gliding suits, but that'll take a while to loot.
Yeah. One of those things that we're not going to ask tomorrow. Oh no, we didn't check them.
One day we'll have money again.
Aricron will go. Aricron will go directly to the commotion.
All right. Aricron, you're the first up the steps. You look, and you see the winged woman locked in combat, her spear swinging around. Occasionally, she's launching a lightning bolt forward. And it takes you a while to notice what she's fighting against. At first, you just see a blade floating in the air, hovering up, hovering down, making strikes. But then faintly, you can see the vague shape of a woman with a long braid coming from the back of her head. Tabard. You can't really make out any detail other than that, but it looks like some spectral woman wielding the blade.
Part of me wants to jump in and help her out, but at the same time, I don't want to keep going. I don't want to jump in and start a whole nother combat if we're.
I think Drake knows where to end it. Just say what you're gonna do.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pull a javelin out and throw it at the winged woman.
All right, you pull your javelin out. You yeet it towards the woman, and the specter with the blade stops, looks at you, and suddenly the blade heads towards you, just and then everything goes black for you, Aricron. When you can see again, you're in a very desolate desert with a black sky, crimson red moon. And you see 3 figures before you. One, kind of a male-looking shape in armor. No face, just black. And behind him, you can kind of make out a larger figure, sword and shield in hand. And is it a bandana? You're not quite sure on his head. But the third figure you see is a black, shadowy woman with the braids behind her. And she approaches you, looks to the other 2, and they nod. She nods. She looks back at you. Who are you?
My name is Aricron Ezra. I do believe I was sent here to help you guys out.
Who sent you?
It's going to sound odd, but director, I think his name was Liar.
I would say you're gone.
Hmm?
Well, you don't know that.
Oh, okay.
No, but you said his name. You did know that he called himself a liar.
Oh,
He
a
called
liar.
himself a
There you
liar.
go.
No.
Yeah.
Well, he called himself a liar, but
And why are you here?
as they said that you needed help, and I don't like turning down help if I can do anything to help.
She gets close to you, and her head goes up and down. You can't really see eyes or anything like that, but you feel like she's looking you over. You have a thing about you, one that I'm very familiar with. You've sworn an oath, haven't you?
I have, and I kind of give like a salute kind of prayer pose that the paladins do, like just kind of fist over chest kind of deal.
And what was your oath?
Like my oath to, like who my oath was.
Not who. Who you swear an oath to is not important. I ought to know. Why and what you swore is what really matters. What did you swear? Why?
I swore to help people. I swore to help people that could not get the help that they needed.
There's a long pause. Is that why you are here?
Yes. The liar fellow said that somebody needed help, and I wanted to actually help and not just abandon, or I want to truly help you guys.
I think you're not being entirely honest with me. I think that it isn't because you want to help us. I think it's because you want to help everybody. Not just those of us who are powerful. I can sense your oath. You came here because you wanted to protect the weak. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the path you will continue to walk, yes?
If I am able, yes.
That one with the wings and the bad blood. She wishes to end this world. She wanted to wake me to do it. Well, I'm awoken.
And you are?
Aricron Ezra. Do you want my help? I have sworn a very similar oath. And I am more than glad to fulfill it with you.
I would be glad to take any help I can get. Me and my friends. And I kind of gesture behind me, realizing I'm on a different plane.
As you do, and you turn around, the plane disappears. And you see the steps going down the tower. And in your hands is the blade. You see your friends approaching up the stairs, and you hear a soft voice in your ear. When you need my help, just simply say my name. Raise the blade in the air and toss it. I will catch it, and I will fight by your side. For I am Gwen Elthwis, and I disapprove.
Yes.
How do you spell that?
Oh, don't worry. Everyone will tell you how to spell this name.
Is it
Very cool.
ALTHWY?
Yeah.
I had the Gwen in there. I just didn't know about the last name.
ALTHWY.
I had it right. If I just hit.
Yes, you did. You hear a shriek as the flying woman sees what's happening. I saw this moment in a vision. Do not like where this heads out. You win this day, heroes. You win this day.
Can I throw a javelin at her?
You absolutely can. Make an attack roll, please.
Not to lightning lure grows stronger.
Okay, that's 16 plus what are my javelins? Plus 5. 21.
21. That's a hit.
Yeah.
That's a hit. Oh boy. Give me a second.
9.
9. All right.
Yeah.
You do the damage. And she just says, "Oh, you're not ready for me." And she waves her hands in the air, and a cloud forms around her. But it is not like a normal cloud. It is green, and you smell the stench of death. As she moves her hands forward, and it starts to head towards you. Everyone make me an Arcana check, please.
Arcana.
3. I love how I
10.
roll shitty when I need to.
10. Atlas and August, you remember your classes on offensive magic. You recognize that she is casting what is called a cloud kill and directing it towards you. This has the capacity to murder.
Oh, motherfucker.
And it's starting to grow in front of her as she starts to flee.
Oh.
You guys will need to go through the cloud kill somehow to make pursuit if you can. She is flying.
I mean, how can we catch her?
Do your thing, August. That thing that you wanted to do anyway.
I don't know. This thing could do murder. I don't know if we are high enough level to take her yet.
Fair. But I was thinking if you grab her and drag her through it, will it hurt her?
But it might bring the cloud towards us.
Fair.
More faster.
And I test out my new sword and call out to Gwen. How do you say that again?
Houseless.
You call it to Gwen Athwis, and you throw the blade up into the air, and only you see it. You see her spectral form catch the blade, and she makes chase after Aresi with it. Aresi hightails it. She is not going to fight you guys on these terms. But the cloud kill is getting closer and closer.
I'm gonna get away from things.
Let's get
Also-
away from that. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I'm also just gonna shout that she's a cloaca because she doesn't know pussy. She's a bird!
Got him.
Can I use Gust on it to push it
That's
further away
what I
from
was
us so we can
thinking.
escape?
Good idea.
You use Gust to kind of buy yourself some time as you head down the stairs. Once you're down the stairs, you're safe from it. And it eventually does dissipate. And the sword returns back to you, Aricron. Let me grab the actual stats for it.
You got yourself a cool sword
Grandmama,
I
my
do.
beloved.
from the mom.
Yep. It basically behaves like a dancing blade.
Nice.
But it's also intelligent.
Very nice.
And there may be other
Where
abilities
has
that you have
parents?
to unlock in the future.
Very cool.
Yes.
Aricron has a parent.
As a
Yeah.
what?
Parent.
Yep. So
Oh,
Grandmama.
you manage to make your way out of the tower. It is the middle of the night. You get back on your cart. And you sigh relief as the air cult has been thwarted this day, despite the damage that they've done. You have successfully reached level 7.
Woo.
And with that ends chapter 1 of our story.
Shall I turn off the recording?
Not quite. I'm just going to close out here. You gather the survivors together from the Thrub Wagon, and you make your way back to Larch. A little bit somber.
Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, did we return like the survivors to their town
Yes.
and see if the others want to go with us if they don't want to stay in their town?
Yeah. We can cover that aftermath later, though.
Okay.
As you're returning back, August, you hear a voice in your head. A
Not
familiar voice. August.
Dad.
Ardent just delivered your horse. I will be meeting you in Red Larch. I will get it back to you personally. And there is where we'll end the session.
Alright, I'm gonna stop the recording in 3,